Well, hi there and welcome to Bella's Vistas. They were doing some repairs in our backyard and I found some wonderful mushrooms. Now I decided I would make some photographs of these mushrooms and show you just exactly how we did it. I started out using focus stacking and I got a bunch of shots here crawling around on the ground. It was a bit hard to do. I did get some nice shots, so then I used the 2x4 that was laying there to use for a brace for my camera and for me to lean on. Used the screen on the back of the camera to focus in on things, and I think I got some wonderful shots. Decided to use my headlight to add some lighting from behind. It just got more and more complicated as I went along. Once I had my initial shots, I decided it was okay to relocate these mushrooms, so I dug them up and put them onto a little background that was nearby, carefully digging them up. Well, now this is where I located them to, and the wind is going to prove a problem, I think. Got some little moving critters in there too. Now that I'm set up on a tripod and I have the mushrooms or toadstools on a little set, I'm going to switch to manual focus. I'm going to use a tighter f-stop, like about f16, and I'll see what I can get here. I'm going to use some backlighting too, just using single exposures instead of focus stacking. There you see my exposure. I'm looking at the histogram to make sure that I'm in good shape. Well, I can reach the shutter button on the camera and I can come back here to add some light as well. I want to be shooting a little bit low at the bottom of the flukes on the mushrooms. What I'm going to do is switch to single exposure because I'm just getting way too many shots. So let's see what, oh, we got sunlight coming in now. That'll be interesting too. Well, that's what it looks like on the back of the camera, and if I've got a shot, you're going to see it pretty soon. I'm excited about these. What I'm doing now is making a series of exposures with my red light shining right through the gills of the mushroom. Really nice exposures. We're not going to use the whole picture, but we're going to use layers, and we're going to blend it with the top layer. Going to use masking so that we can bring the colored red into the other images. It's a little bit complicated. There you see my mushrooms, the way we've got them set up. More shots. Because I've got the camera on a tripod, I can just use one hand on the camera and one hand on the backlight. Now for this image, the photography part was the easy part. Now Mary's going to open all the images in Lightroom. We're in Lightroom, we'll pick out our images, and then we're going to open them as layers in Photoshop. Here they're coming into Photoshop now. We might speed this up a little bit. You can see how close I got the headlight to the mushroom sometimes. You see it picking up the red veins underneath the gills, the mushroom gills, I believe they're called. That's where the mushroom makes all the spores, I think. Okay, we've got all our layers there. Now Mary's going to select all the layers and auto align them. So you go layer, auto align layers, auto align them, and Photoshop will align them. There's going to be errors because, you know, a mushroom might have moved in the wind, or I could have moved a little bit or bumped a mushroom. So Mary's going to crop the image now. There's enough room for cropping here. That's good. There's our finished image. Now the trick is to turn off the top layer and figure out what we want to put in. We want to bring in that red. So Mary's going to put a mask on the top layer and mask out the red. There we go, masking it out. And we keep doing that. Occasionally checking the other layer to see what we want. A little bit of red on those other 3 mushrooms on the left too. There you go. So that's the process. So we're going to continue that with all the layers and get back to you when we've got it. After all the layers have been masked and combined, this is what we have. There's our finished result. But we're going to take it a little further now. We're going to make masks. And that's going to work on the radial gradient mask. And we'll show you how that works on this particular mushroom here. You can see the layer. Rotate that layer mask. Now she'll adjust it for brightness and color. We're trying to make it look like the light is actually coming right from the mushroom cap. So the first thing to do is adjust the exposure. Brighten it up a bit. And then adjust the color. So it's going to look like there's sort of a yellowish light coming from the mushroom right there and going onto the tree in the background. You can still adjust the position and size and everything. You want to try and pretend that that mushroom cap is a floodlight in your studio and it's lighting up the background. We're going to do another gradient now, so you get the idea. Go into masks. New mask. Radial gradient. Okay, there's the new gradient going on onto this mushroom. I'm going to rotate that a bit. Changing the color now. See how it looks like the color is coming right from the mushroom. There you go. Now we're going to just continue adjusting and we'll show you when it's finished. And there's our finished image. The mushrooms are just glowing. They're lighting up the background, surrounding area. There's another little bit of a gradient right along here to lighten that up and make it a bit yellow, and over there darkening it down a bit. So it's just using gradients and radial gradients to your heart's content, and that's how it goes. There's our finished result. I'm so happy with this. Mary spent hours working on this image. Now this is one that I focus stacked on the first mushrooms that I found. Just a straight focus stacking shot with some radial gradients. Mary used radial gradients to improve that picture. And there again, there's our finished result. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like, subscribe, come on back again real soon.